Welcome to Rox Talks. My name is Roxanne Wilson, and it's Wedding Wednesday. And I'm very excited to have my first guest on Wedding Wednesday. Her name is Laura Chumbley. I knew her before she was Chumbley, just I want the record to state. I think it's really funny how you meet different people. Lauren is with Eclipse Event Co., which is the wedding and event company extraordinaire in Austin, Texas, and Orange County, because I'm their Orange County person. That's great advice, by the way. Thank you. Speaking financially, I've thought of something else I'd like to ask you about because some people listening may not have the money for a wedding planner or decide not to use one. We're in this DIY era where people are like at the last minute, oh, I really could have used a planner. I know you could have. Like, I know.
Our biggest advocates are the ones who don't hire a planner. I can't, I say, if I had a nickel for every person who told me they wish they had hired a planner, I'm like, I'd have $2.30. I mean, I have a lot of money. So, it's just, you do not need necessarily, I can advocate why having partial or full service planning can save you money in the long run. If that client, when we talked offline about their venue, if they would have hired me before they settled on that venue, I would have found them a venue that was more conducive to their budget. Maybe I would have told them there's going to be sales on chairs and linens before they went down a rabbit hole and added everything on from their caterer.
Right.
I can make an argument for that, but if someone's like, no, I really want to do the work, even though we let it be their vision. We don't make decisions without their approval, and you just need event management. Or truly, if somebody inquires with us, they have their wedding budget and then their planner budget, and they want full service. And I look at it and I say, that is just not feasible. We'll offer you event management, which is what we call month of or day of coordination. And we're going to help you, come up with a customized preferred vendor list and go from there, because you're never going to want to send yourself down the aisle. You never want to rely on a friend or family member who's there seeing other people that they haven't. That is just never going to be reliable. And third, they don't want to do it. They don't want to look back at your wedding and be like, you'll never believe how much I worked in my dress and my heels and how much I had to clean up. Let's just let them enjoy the day. Let everyone be a guest at the wedding, and figure out, study the market, what a feasible number is, and studying the market. I love them. They're good to us, but it doesn't mean looking it up on the knot, because the knot, every market is different and it's just not realistic. So, with their articles is what I mean.
Yeah, no, they can't possibly talk about every single market and area, and getting an app or a template that tells you a checklist is not catered to you and your needs. And I think that's the difference.
Well, and here's the other thing is that we were hired for event management, which means we start 30 days out. So one of our coordinators, Tessa, is reviewing everything, and she's at a venue where, they have a really truncated load-in time and a pretty short out time, because they're kind of a wedding factory and they staff to the penny. They staff very accordingly. And we're reviewing the contracts, and we're 3 weeks out from the wedding. We're like, we either need to add more time to your venue, or we need to talk to the band. And because we had a relationship with the band, we were able to make their loadout time a little bit smaller, but nobody would have done a really thorough timeline like we would have. And then she would have paid out the nose on the day of for all the overtime on the staff to wait for the band to leave.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm excited for the day when a wedding planner is a need versus a want, as far as executing on the day of and having people realize we cannot show up on the day of and know what's going on. All the majority of our preparation is done the 30 days before, and that's how you're able to successfully execute on the day of.
Absolutely.
I think there's value in finding those holes that are in the contracts and making also your life easier in the 4 weeks leading up to it.
Even holes in things like I had a backyard wedding, and there were holes in the ground.
Literal holes.
Literal holes. And I was able to let them know, okay, this is great, but this is why this is not going to work. And we've got to get something immediately to fix this. But you would never think about that. That's not something you're supposed to think about when you're the bride or the groom or the parents or family of the bride or groom. That's just not in your thought process, but it's in our daily process.
That's all the time we have this week, but be sure to check back next Wednesday when we continue our conversation with Lauren and get you some great advice from two wedding planners on all things weddings. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on Wedding Wednesday, please email me at roxanne@roxannewilson.com. Also, please subscribe to Rox Talks at iTunes, Stitcher, or Spotify, or wherever you listen to the podcast. We so appreciate you commenting as well. All of that, rating it, helps so much. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye.